Aita for being the responsible kid while my golden child little brother gets away with everything. So, I 17 am basically the unofficial third parent in my house. My parents have me on this invisible pedestal of responsibility. I get good grades, I don't party, I babysit my siblings when needed. I even cook dinner sometimes, basically. In the kid you'd brag about at family reunions, now enter my little brother 15M. He's the definition of chaos in human form, doesn't clean his room, forgets homework, somehow loses his phone every other week, and still manages to get bailed out with zero consequences. My parents act like he's a misunderstood prodigy, a limb over here turning into an unpaid intern for the family. Example last week. My brother borrowed my car without a license to go get snacks, got pulled over. Called my parents crying. Instead of grounding him, they bought him his OWN snacks and lectured me about being more understanding of your brother's free spirit. Meanwhile, if I'm 5 minutes late from school, I get a full interrogation. It's like in The Reliable Golden Retriever, who always fetches the stick. And he's the chihuahua chewing the furniture a bit. Somehow the chihuahua gets the "he's just quirky" pass, the final straw yesterday. My parents told me I can't apply to an out-of-state college because I'm too needed at home. My brother, they're already talking about sending him to some private sports camp 3 states away because he has potential in WHAT. Losing AirPods, I blew up and said, maybe if I acted like him, I'd finally matter. My parents got quiet. And now I feel like the villain for saying out loud what everyone already knows. So Aita for being salty that my hard work gets ignored while my knucklehead brother gets treated like royalty. Or am I just jealous and overreacting? Because honestly, if this keeps up, I might just start acting out like him. Let's see who survives then. Update: Aita for being the responsible kid while my golden child brother got away with everything. It's been about a year and a half since my original post. A lot has changed. First off, in not living at home anymore kinda. I got accepted into a college out of state. And after a nuclear level argument with my parents, I decided I was going anyway. I worked 2 jobs, stacked scholarships, and basically hoodooed my way into freedom. My parents were furious at first, but eventually realized they couldn't chain me to the house forever. My little brother, yeah, still the family star, he's 16 now, and somehow even more reckless. Crashed his first car paid for by my parents, of course, into a mailbox, and they still framed it as just a learning experience. Meanwhile, I got a whole lecture when I left a frying pan soaking to lawn in the sink during a weekend visit. The funniest part? Ever since I moved out, my parents suddenly miss having me around to keep things running. I get texts like, your brother won't do his chores, can you call him? Do you know how to reset the Wi-Fi? When are you visiting? The house feels so empty. Empty. You've still got your little chaos machine, but apparently, without me there to quietly hold the fort. The cracks are showing. Here's where it gets interesting. I've been planning to move fully into an apartment closer to campus with some friends. When I told my parents, they acted like I'd announced I was moving to Mars forever. My mom cried about losing her responsible one. My dad asked me to think about your family obligations. My brother, on the other hand, just smirked and said, guess I win now. That one stung. Because deep down, part of me still wonders if leaving makes me selfish. Like maybe I am abandoning ship while it's sinking. But another part of me feels free for the first time in my life. I actually get to live like an 18-year-old. Instead of a live-in parent. Here's the kicker: my parents hinted at maybe helping me pay for college if I agreed to come home every other weekend. Basically, they want me to keep doing the responsible role, just long distance, and in turn accept the deal and still be tethered. Or cut ties financially and struggle, but be fully free. So rated, am I wrong for leaning toward choosing me this time? Or am I just setting myself up for family drama 2.0? Because the way things are going, I feel like the real story hasn't even started yet. Final update: Aita for finally cutting off my family. After years of being the responsible one, so here we are. It's been about 2 years since I first wrote about being the responsible kid stuck in my brother's golden child shadow. Back then, I was torn about whether to stay tied to my family or finally choose myself. Well, I chose me, and apparently, that was the ultimate betrayal. After moving fully out and paying my own way through school, shout out to scholarships, instant ramen, and working nights, my life actually started thriving. I picked up internships, I've got a solid friend group, and for once, people see me for more than the reliable background character. My family, not so much. Turns out, when their built-in third parent disappeared, things went downhill fast. My brother 17 now failed to classes, totaled another car, and somehow still got his license back because he's just young. My parents, instead of owning up, decided all of it was somehow my fault. Their favorite line is, if you were around more, your brother wouldn't act out. Like what? Did I secretly father him? Did I code his DNA? It escalated last Thanksgiving. I came home, and within 30 minutes my mom said, "Your brother wouldn't be struggling if you were a better role model." I laughed out loud. Probably shouldn't have, but it's lit. I told them, "I raised him more than you did. If he's like this, maybe look in the mirror." That was the first time I'd ever actually snapped. The room went dead silent. My brother just shrugged and walked off, like he knew I wasn't wrong. Since then, I've pulled way back. Calls go unanswered, texts left on read. I stopped visiting, and you know what? My mental health has never been better. I don't feel guilty anymore. I feel free. The best part? In doing better than ever, I've got a job lined up after graduation. While my parents are still running damage control for my brother's latest mess, they've started guilt-tripping me with lines like family comes first, and don't forget who raised you. But honestly, it feels like I raised myself. So here is the cliffhanger. I'm debating cutting them off completely after graduation. Like full no contact, no more being the scapegoat, no more being the emergency babysitter, no more being blamed for problems I didn't cause. Would that make me the villain of the family story? Maybe. But honestly, I'd rather be the villain in their story than keep being the forgotten hero in mine. Final update: Aita for cutting off my family and actually thriving. So, this will really be my last post here. It's been a couple years since I first ranted about being the responsible kid overshadowed by my golden child brother. Since then, I've graduated, built a career, got my own place, and am actually happy. Like, genuinely. No walking on eggshells, no being the family babysitter, no constant guilt trips. Just me building my own life, going no contact with my parents. And brother was hard at first. I second-guessed myself constantly, but with time, I realized that peace is worth more than family ties that only strangle you. My job's steady. I've got friends who feel more like family, and my actual family ever did. And my dog listens better than any sibling I grew up with. But, of course, they eventually came knocking, literally. My parents showed up at my job a few weeks ago, gray hairs, tired eyes, saying all the lines I once dreamed of hearing. "We miss you. We should have treated you better. We just want our family back." For a second, I wanted to cave. Old habits die hard. But then I remember every time they made me the scapegoat. Every time my brother wrecked something and I got blamed. Every time they told me I was to need it at home while pushing him forward. So I didn't cave. I told them, "I'm happy now, I wish you the best." But in not coming back to that role, that chapter's closed, they looked stunned. Like they expected the old me to snap back into duty mode. But that person doesn't exist anymore. This is my final update because, honestly, there's nothing left to update. I'm not angry, not bitter, not even sad. Just done. Done carrying weight that was never mine. Done waiting for apologies that won't fix the past. Done being the background character in their drama. So yeah, this is goodbye. I'm turning off notifications, moving forward. and living the life I built for myself. Because sometimes the best ending isn't dramatic, it's just walking away and never looking back.